Welcome. My name is Dennis Deloach, and I want to say thank you for joining us on the Uncle Jim Effect podcast. I'm going to be your host today for episode number 32. Wow, it's going fast. And I am very, very excited about today's episode. So, I want to first start by thanking you for taking the time out of your busy life and schedule and all the things that are important to you to be able to attend this and to support us. Please share this with your family and friends. That's how we can kind of create this tsunami of hope that we're trying to accomplish. You can please subscribe down below and like and leave comments, and we'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them. So let's begin. Today we're going to talk about Ordinary Angels. And that is a movie that my wife and I just went and saw last evening. It was just released a couple days ago. And spoiler alert, we're going to talk a little bit about that movie. And so, as you can imagine, this is based on a true story. And it really just hit me hard, the concepts and the lessons in this movie. And it was unbelievable. But first, I want to start with a quote, like we always do on these podcasts. And these quotes, for me anyway, they sure help to establish an outline or to give us some guidance or to give me something to hold on to as we discuss this content. I guess right off, I should have apologized. I'm kind of battling a chest cold. So if I cough or hack during this, I apologize in advance. And I apologize, my voice is a little hoarse, but I'm here and I'm performing and doing the best I can. So let's get into it. Here's a quote, and this is by Elder Jeffrey R. Holland, who is an apostle in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It is a wonderful quote. And Elder Holland says this: I have spoken here of heavenly help, of angels dispatched to bless us in time of need. But when we speak of those who are instruments in the hands of God, we're reminded that not all angels are from the other side of the veil. Some of them we walk with and talk with, here, now, every day. Some of them reside in our own neighborhoods. Some of them gave birth to us. And in my case, one of them consented to marry me. Indeed, heaven never seems closer than when we see the love of God manifested in the kindness and devotion of people so good and so pure that angelic is the only word that comes to mind. Wow, what a wonderful quote. So today what I want to talk about is this movie, Ordinary Angels, but it's a great movie, but even greater to me were the lessons or the message that that movie had. So that's what we want to talk about today. So as we talk about this message, I want you to frame that with who have been angels in your life? What is an angel? What are their characteristics? And then I think, excuse me, and then I think most importantly, how do we become an angel to those around us? And we're going to talk a little bit about that. So, first of all, the movie, again, is called Ordinary Angels. It's got two wonderful lead actors. One is Hilary Swank, and I love her. She is a phenomenal actress. She's won an Academy Award, and she is phenomenal in this movie. The other is Alan Rickson. I don't know if I said that right. Rickson, who is an up-and-coming actor and is wonderful as well. And these two just did a phenomenal story. It is based on a true story that took place. And again, spoiler alert, if you are going to see the movie, this isn't going to ruin it, but you can fast forward through this part. So in that movie, it's about a man and a husband and wife that have a daughter, and the wife gives birth to another daughter. And about 5 years later, the wife passes away, and this daughter is 5, and he's a blue-collar, hardworking guy. And it shows that technical difficulties. Anyway, the internet gave out, but that's all right. We roll with the punches here. So anyway, back to where we were. This story is about a couple who's married, and then the wife passes away and leaves this 5-year-old daughter. And he's a blue collar, hardworking guy. And if that wasn't enough, then this daughter comes up with a rare form of liver cancer and is going to need a liver transplant. It's about a story of another lady who was going through unbelievable struggles in her life. And what kind of saved her was her ability or newfound desire to do what she could to help this little girl. And I'll leave it at that. But anyway, this is about that concept. And there are so many lessons learned in this. So let's talk about some of those. One of the first lessons I learned in this that people are good. They truly are. I don't know what the number is, 95, 98% of the people I think we come in contact throughout the world on a daily basis are more like us than they're not, would absolutely probably do anything they could to help you in time of need. I hope that number is accurate. I guess it depends on where you're at in the country. But people are good. People want to help. People are geared to help. And just people look for the opportunity to do good. And when you give people the opportunity to do good, they tend to step up and not let you down. Of course, there are exceptions to that rule, but generally speaking, people are good. In this movie, I think one of the biggest testaments that I saw was that the tougher times are in our own life and the more issues we are dealing with, the more concerns we have, the stresses, the anxieties in our life, the more that is building up on us, the real answer to solving those is to lose yourself in the service of others. And this movie is a tremendous example of that. And it's amazing to me that this woman who was going through some unbelievable struggles on her own, her ability to single-mindedly focus on serving another family, another human that needed something so bad, that her commitment to that literally led her out of a lot of these situations that she was in without sitting around and having self-pity and the issues that typically a lot of us do when we're faced with overwhelming obstacles. Sometimes we let it cave in on us instead of escaping out, serving others, and letting those blessings come back to us. It also showed me in here the love that a parent has for a child knows no bounds. And I think pretty much most of us that are parents understand that. But it's really heartwarming to see this story and to see what this father goes to, the lengths he goes to, and what he does for his child and children, and the work ethic he shows, and the commitment to family, and the commitment to not giving up. It's amazing to me. That was a great lesson as well. Also learned in this movie, as we've talked a lot about, is to never give up. You know, everyday heroes and angels are people that just don't give up. And this movie is a great example of ways that this specific guy just never gave up. And the same with all of the people in the movie. This movie also talked a lot about faith, and that faith literally can move mountains. In the face of overwhelming odds, at many times along this journey, there were so many reasons to not have faith and to give in. Excuse me. But they didn't. And it was just really a testimony builder to me to see that, sometimes we can talk about the faith other people have and the strength that other people have, but when it comes to us, we just don't walk the walk. We talk the talk, but we don't walk the walk. And so this movie, what I found was it is something I need to improve on, and that's to really have perfect faith. And I'm excited for that obstacle and that lesson that I need to learn. Speaking of obstacle, this movie also taught a lot about overcoming obstacles and how important that is in life. That as we see these obstacles or stumbling blocks, we're to look at those as learning opportunities. And I know that's easy to say, but when you're in the midst of one of these learning opportunities or stumbling blocks, it sometimes isn't quite that easy and is very, very painful. But if you look back in your life on the times that you've gone through these trials, and now that you're on the other side of them, if we truly can sit down and be honest, most of them are the areas that we learned the greatest lessons in life, or we learned lessons we needed to allow us to then proceed through the next stage of life, or to teach us something we needed to make life better, or to correct us on our journey back to heaven. And so, as painful as those are sometimes, it truly is a blessing to be able to experience and see other people and how they overcome obstacles. And then I think finally that one of the lessons I learned was don't be afraid to ask for the impossible. If it's truly something you desire and it's righteous, then we're told throughout the scriptures that if you will ask in my name, believing and doubting nothing, and it's for righteous purposes, you will absolutely get granted that. That maybe not on your time frame or the way you want it, but the Lord is a Lord of miracles, and He wants to bless us with all the blessings possible. He doesn't want to withhold those and not give them to us. He wants to absolutely give those to us. So I hope I didn't ruin that for you with the movie. It's a phenomenal movie. Absolutely go see it. So let's talk about characteristics of an angel. What are characteristics of an angel? Sorry about this. We're kind of going in and out with the internet. But the characteristics of an angel that I wrote, selfless, who is someone who focuses on someone else other than themselves. And we all know people like that. And we went through that list Elder Holland talked about, parents, mothers, spouses. We've all got that friend who basically goes out of their way and selflessly serves us. And that is such a tremendous quality to have. And probably the leading indicator of when I think of angelic people are people that are selfless, people that are service oriented, people that are, we could term angelic, absolutely put the needs of everyone else above themselves. Now, they do take care of themselves. They focus on their health and well being because you can't be a good angel if you can't function yourself. And so, selfless, service oriented, they're full of charity. And as we've talked about in previous podcasts, charity, the definition we like to use is the pure love of Christ. And so, people that exhibit the pure love of Christ have nothing but pure motives and intention and love and would do anything for you. And the last one I think when I think of people that are angelic is they're very consistent. They're there, they show up, they've got a smile on their face, their service, they don't ask what can be done, they just do it. And that is really the characteristics I see of angelic people. And now, so let's, as we close this up, I want to talk to you about what our angelic challenge for you and me today is. And that's to, number one, identify the angels in your life, people in the past, and really express gratitude inside yourself for those people, but reach out to them and express gratitude to them and thank them and let them know, because I can't think of anything better for somebody who has got those characteristics, who has helped you throughout your time in life. Sometimes they don't even know that. And so reaching out and expressing to them how grateful you are and what they meant to you might literally be the icing on the cake they need, or be something that shows that you can be an angel to them at their point of life. And it's amazing how many times when we do that, it's just what that person needed to hear. Share your feelings with them and let them know how grateful you are. And then I think as we close this, the number one thing I want out of this is I hope during this short podcast we've had today that there's been a name or two or three come to mind who you could be their angel. And if that's true, act on that now. Don't wait or think about it. Write it down and do it tomorrow. That's something that you need to do and act out and act on now. Because if a name has come to you and you thought about that, that's something you should react to, act on, and do something about it. Because as we've talked about, The importance of angels in our lives can't be overstated. And if somebody's waiting on you, then you literally might be an answer to prayer. So thank you so much for today. I wanted to make sure you can get us and follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're so excited to be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and grateful for this opportunity. And please share this with your family and friends as we pursue our purpose, which is to create opportunities for millions of people to realize their God given potential and then to magnify that potential in the service of their family, friends, neighbors, and communities. As we do that, together we're going to create a tsunami of hope that will absolutely help change this world for good. Thank you so much for your time, and appreciate it. Apologize for number one, my sore throat, and then also for the little technical difficulties we've had. But thank you, and until next time, take care.